Lena, what is your niche? Your niche. Your niche.
Whew. So yeah, picking a niche can be scary, but don't worry, I got you, because in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can find your niche in 5 simple steps. By the way, make sure you stay until the end because I'm going to do a round of lightning speed pro tips, and these are things I wish I knew before I started my business and before I picked my niche. So make sure you stay until the end of the video to not miss those. Step 1, make a brain dump of everything you can do or could do or potentially want to do. Recently, I've been brainstorming what to do with my YouTube niche, but this strategy will work for any kind of creative business. So get a notebook or you can type this out and you can jot down all your ideas for what you can do, what you want to do, things you want to learn, skills you want to improve on, or mediums and softwares you want to learn or use, and the people you can work with. Basically, you just want to brain dump all of your ideas of everything you could possibly do in your business. Step 2, ask yourself these internal questions. By the way, you should be relaxed while you do this, and you don't have to do everything all at once. I do have a list of these questions in the description just to make it easier for you. These are questions you can ask yourself. What am I already known for? What do I enjoy doing? What am I good at? What makes me excited? What is easy for me to learn or implement? And what is my ideal working environment and style? So jot down all your answers to these questions for now. Step 3, ask yourself these questions which are related to your external environment. What kind of people do I want to work with? Do I want to do B2C or B2B? Who is in my network already? And who is it easy for me to get in contact with? What is my market environment? Is there competition? By the way, if there's competition, that should not hold you back from starting your business or going into a niche, because there are always going to be saturated markets. All profitable business niches are already saturated, but remember, there is always opportunity for everybody and the pie can get bigger. It's not like a limited pie. You can always make the pie bigger. Oh, and if there are people doing a similar thing as you, then there's always opportunity for collaborations, which is like super cool. Other questions to ask yourself are, is this service needed? How do I connect with my potential audience? If you need more help on this part, then Google how to do market research for a business idea, and Google will have a lot of different ideas for how you can do this. Here's a tip. If you see other people being profitable in a niche, then you can also be profitable in that niche. There's a reason for why those niches are profitable, okay? Step 4 is to review your answers and come up with a short-term niche of 3 to 6 months. Pick 1 to 2 things to focus on. So this part is not an exact science. You look at what you've written down, like all your ideas and your answers to these questions, and you think about what is the most important thing for you right now. To give you an example, when I was figuring out what my YouTube niche should be, one of the most important things to me personally was that this YouTube niche has to make me excited. Like, I'm going to be talking about it for a really long time, so I have to be excited about it. Maybe right now this niche is not something that I'm known for, but for me personally, it was important for me to pick something that I personally connected to and something I found like important to talk about and something that got me excited. And when you're doing this part, think about your niche on a short-term 3 to 6 months kind of time frame, but then also think about what you want to do in the long term, because ideally your short-term niche can help you towards your long-term niche, if that makes sense. Maybe right now in the short term, you don't have a particular skill set. Like for example, I just got an iPad recently and I want to do digital lettering. So in the short term, can I offer a lot of digital lettering products? Well, not really, because I don't even know how to use Procreate, but I can put it into my long-term plan. What's my long-term plan? Well, potentially my long-term plan could be selling prints or digital products on Etsy after I've learned Procreate. So in the short term, what can I do right now? Well, in the short term, I can sell custom calligraphy things while I build up my skills in Procreate. And then in the long term, I can transition into doing digital lettering. So you see how your short-term niche can feed into your long-term goals? Step 5 is to take action and not motion. This is something I learned from James Clear, who is the author of Atomic Habits. So what's the difference? Motion is like you researching and learning and planning things and just like kind of preparing to do the thing. So to give you an example, you might research what are the best calligraphy supplies to buy for like 5 hours. But taking action would be you actually going to the store and buying things and then practicing calligraphy. So yes, you can be in motion for a little bit, but the majority of the time you have to be in action if you really want to reach your goals. Now for a lightning speed of pro tips. Pro tip number 1, if you're trying something new, do a small version of it first. For example, if you want to host calligraphy workshops for the public, you can start off by inviting a couple of friends to your house and teaching them calligraphy first. Pro tip number 2, think about the short term, 3 to 6 months, versus the long term, 6 months or greater. Do I need to learn graphic design to do wedding invitations? How could I start that now so I need to get to my long-term goal? Maybe you could do day of wedding services first. Pro tip number 3, you can always change your niche. In the last 3 years, my niche in my business has changed so much. I started off with greeting cards, then I did public calligraphy workshops, and then I did corporate calligraphy workshops, and then I did on-site calligraphy, and then I started to do coaching during COVID, and then now I'm focusing more on my YouTube channel and broadening out the topics that I talk about. Pro tip number 4, if you have no idea and just feel stuck, devote 1 to 2 months to experimenting, or you can just start with what you already can do. So maybe for you, if you do calligraphy, you can start off selling cards and doing custom calligraphy. These are the easiest for most calligraphers. Pro tip number 5, your niche should not hold you back from starting your business. Just pick something and start, and then you can change it later if you want to. Pro tip number 6, a lot of business owners aren't working on the right activities with the limited time that they have. You might be wasting your time doing things that you really don't need to do. So if you want to learn how to manage your time better, make sure you watch this video right here.